Welcome back to my channel, everyone. Today I am sharing a green chili chicken and cheese casserole crockpot recipe. You are sure to love this one. It is simple, easy, and delicious. So here are the ingredients that you need, and again, this is made in a crockpot, so I have my crockpot ready to go. I have about 2 pounds of chicken thighs. You can use whatever kind of chicken you have. And then for the basis of the recipe, there's rice. So I'm just using a medium grain rice. I have 2 cups here. I have some green chili. If you do not have green chili, because we oftentimes do not. We live up in New England and this is hard to find. But for whatever reason, this has been at my local Walmart. So we have definitely stocked up. But if you do not have green chili, you can substitute salsa. Whatever heat you want. I'm using medium green chili. I'm using reduced sodium chicken broth, salt and pepper, fresh grated. This is like a medium cheddar, I think. So we're gonna use 3/4 of this in the rice, and then we're gonna put a little bit on top. Some cilantro for flavor, and then 2 cloves of fresh garlic, which is just gonna marry with all the flavors as it cooks all day. And then at the end, when it's done cooking, I'm gonna mix in some sour cream. This is to personal preference. So my kids are not huge fans of sour cream, but it does add a nice creaminess to the recipe, so I will add a little bit. And I don't like to add it while it's cooking because sometimes it tends to curdle. So I add that at the end, and then I also add some fresh cilantro, because if you guys know me, you know I love cilantro. So these are the ingredients. Not too bad. A lot of this you probably have in your pantry, and like I said, you can substitute the green chili for salsa. And let's put this together. I'll show you how easy this is. I'm starting with 2 pounds of trimmed chicken thighs. That's just what I had on hand. I've also made this recipe with trimmed chicken breasts, and they both work out great. So I just like to salt and pepper my chicken, and then we're gonna set that to the side. Now in your crock pot, we're going to add a few of the ingredients, and the first one being your rice. So I'm using 2 cups of rice, and you just pour that in. You can use jasmine rice, white rice. Just make sure you don't use instant because it gets really mushy. Then we're going to add 32 ounces of chicken broth, and I like to use low sodium. The ratio I use for liquid to rice is 2 to 1. I'm also going to add 2 whole garlic cloves. That's for flavor, and you can either fish them out or just leave them in. And then to add the green chili flavor, I'm adding 2 heaping tablespoons of this medium flame roasted green chili. If you have fresh green chili, definitely use that. You can tailor this to your preference, so if you like more heat, you can add more. You can also leave this completely out or substitute your favorite salsa. So just give this a quick mix just to incorporate everything. And then I like to season my meals in layers. And I like to add a little bit of salt and pepper to the rice to flavor it. I'm adding 1 teaspoon of kosher salt and half a teaspoon of black pepper. The next ingredient I want to add to my rice mixture is the freshly grated cheddar cheese. I think freshly grated just melts better. I don't know what it is about it. So I'm using about a cup of that, and then we're gonna reserve the rest for later. So just give this a quick stir. It's all gonna melt together and become incorporated, and that garlic is gonna turn sweet and just impart the best flavor. And then the last step is to nestle your chicken thighs right into that liquid, and we're going to take a couple sprigs of fresh cilantro and just pop that right on top. It gives the best flavor. We're going to take it out at the end and add a little bit of fresh cilantro. So cover this up and cook it on low for about 6 hours, and you will be amazed at how good this is. One of my absolute favorite herbs to use in cooking is fresh cilantro. I have always loved it. I love it on eggs. I love it in casserole dishes like this, chicken, just about anything. I feel like you either love or hate cilantro, so let me know in the comments below, are you on team cilantro or not so much? After the crockpot has cooked for 6 hours, the rice is fully cooked through, and if you've ever had rice in a crockpot, it's not fluffy, it's more of a creamy consistency, but it is really good in this recipe. The edges that are up against the crockpot turn a tiny bit crispy, and the rest of it just has this really delicate, creamy texture, so it's a good one. I like to fish out the cilantro that I put in there at the beginning because it kind of turns an odd color and it's all wilted. And then, as you can see, the chicken is super tender. So I like to pull the chicken out. You can definitely serve it as is, just like this, but we're gonna add some sour cream to the rice mixture. So we're setting our chicken to the side, and like I said, my kids are not huge fans of sour cream. So this was done in secret, nobody even saw, and I actually left the garlic cloves in, and my husband served those with his portion and he loved them. I added half a container of sour cream and then about a cup, maybe a little bit shy, of grated cheddar cheese. I put some to the side to use as a garnish, and then I mixed this really well. Mostly because I didn't want my kids to see any, as they call it, white stuff. So you mix this, it turns really creamy, and it just combines all those flavors. It's not the prettiest, but I promise you it tastes amazing. It's full of flavor, and I'll show you in a minute a trick to plating it up and making it look a little more presentable. So this first one was for my son, and I just served him some rice, some chicken, and we served this with a side of steamed broccoli. And then I just add a little bit of cilantro for him, and then some finishing salt. So that's for my son. He had 2 servings of this, absolutely loved it. And then I'm going to show you in a second how I served up the adult portion, or how you can make this a little bit more fancy. So if you have a ramekin, any size will do, take some cooking spray and just grease the inside really well. Then I just take a couple scoopfuls of the rice mixture and press it into the ramekin. It will just take the shape of the ramekin and just look that much more pretty. It's not necessary, but I like to do this with rice when I want it to look a little bit more fancy. So there we have it. It just takes a minute and looks a little bit better than just a pile of rice on your plate. So I served this with obviously the chicken, and then for the adults I added extra green chili, a little sprinkling of grated cheddar, and then you can really add whatever you want. We added a little bit of finishing salt, some cilantro, and then we also had steamed broccoli on the side. This is a great weeknight meal. It's comforting, super flavorful, and it's one of those meals that you just can't wait to get home to. So after this long and busy day, we came home and dinner was waiting for us. So I hope you guys enjoyed this chicken crockpot recipe. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And if you are new here, I would love for you to join this little community here on YouTube and hit that red subscribe button so you don't miss any of my future videos. And I almost forgot, we served this with a virgin watermelon margarita. I have the recipe on my channel. I will have it linked below. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one.